Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Choo Liang. I'm an architect based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Today, I would like to thank SGAM for inviting me to give a talk regarding post-pandemic future city of tomorrow. Before I start, I would like to give some introductions about myself. Let me share my slide. Okay, today's talk is about post-pandemic future city of tomorrow by O2 Design Atelier and Choo Liang Architect. I was born in Malaysia, graduate from University Malaya and University Science Malaysia, have traveled around the world, Asia, China, Europe, and also England and America. Working for total 20 years, have worked in Malaysia and also in Singapore, a few firms in Singapore. We have done quite a number of prestige projects, including master planning, mixed development, residential, commercial, and others. Currently, I'm teaching in University Malaya and part-time tutor as a part-time tutor, and also attending a quiz in UPM, Taylor, UCSI, Utah, and TAR UC. We have won a number of awards, including commercial awards and also architecture awards, including international awards and local awards as well. We have won Architecture Review Future Project Awards 2018, World Architecture Festival Awards 2017 for a few of our projects. We have also won quite a number of competitions, including international competition and also national competition. First prize, honorable mention, second prize. Okay, I would like to start my talk today regarding this issue of this post-pandemic, pandemic. As we know, years 2020 hasn't been a good year for everyone in the world because of this pandemic, which has killed more than 1.5 million of people. Currently, the coronavirus or COVID-19 have been transmitted through respiratory droplets and also physical distancing. But we don't know in future what is going to be happen. What if the next pandemic is going to be an airborne transmission? Then it will be a serious affecting the human being. Most companies implement lockdown, legal travel between home and workplace, restricts close contact between humans and outside world. So how are we going to live on if we face a future pandemics? What's the signs that given to human being about what is going to happen in this earth? Is it a sign of our mother nature has fallen sick? Is it a sign of we have been affecting our mother nature too much? This is the latest figure, 1.5 million deaths, as you can see. Okay, we know that architectures and also city building and city development have quite a number of contributions to deforestation. Every city buildings and development, it costs cutting down the trees, clearing out the forest, building the roads, traffic, car parks, highway. All these have taken out the natural lands of the forest. Animals have been killed, their habitations have been compromised. So if we look at, we take an example from the Google Map, a space wasted accommodate the car in Kuala Lumpur. The red color routes, as you can see, is actually a route of a car parks and also a highway in Kuala Lumpur. It takes, or we summarize it roughly, it takes almost 45% of the entire Google Map itself, which is actually a major issue. How is this happen? Why is this happen? As you can see, most people travel to work in the daytime in the centralized city and then go back to the home time during evening or suburb during evening. Most of cities have been designed such a way. That's why the reason why there is an issue of that life of American city or that life of a future city. So people travel to work during the daytime. The daytime city has been vibrant in the central, and then the nighttime suburb will be vibrant, and the nighttime the city center will be dead city. So it's all connected by highway, and we need to build many car parks in two places. This has not been economy and also not a sustainable solutions. Car have been increasing. Highway is getting larger and larger, especially in the Asia and also developing country. People obsessed with cars and keep on buying cars and cause of pollutions and noise pollutions. Highway have been keep on increasing. All this is building on road and on the ground, which is result of cutting forests and trees. We imagine that all these highway and roads have been filled up back with green. It will be such a beautiful, our forest back to nature, our land back to nature with greenery. So if we look, this is our new epoch. On the technology fronts, humans realized that personal flying cars and flying planes hybrid give a maximum freedom for mobility. Technology change shapes the society, cities, define the technology potential of time. So in the movement of a global pandemic crisis, deteriorations of natural environment, the new epoch requires us to interact differently and to set the nature free. So as you can see, architecture have been evolved from building on the ground, and after that we have started building on the skyscraper, which is free out the ground for more greens and more green and back to nature. Architecture have also evolved from big building to a small capsule building. Architecture have also evolved from possibility of even walking city by Archigram. As you can see, as for mobility, we have also evolved from a commercial plane to private planes, even to private flying cars. Drones have give a so-called good possibility for human being. There is a possibility of this flying car, private car itself. So if the drone can be developed into a flying car and private car, of course, this flying capsule that we are talking about, there is possibility happen in future. Of course, with hopefully with this development, we come with a green energy and green development. What we are thinking of is actually what we propose is the versions of future city that integrate work-life mobility infrastructure at one. Zero wastage of floor space, zero roads, zero deforestation, zero suburbs. It's a series of elevated self-sustaining tower with the individual small flying capsule as a hybrid space for living and working. A work-life travel crossover, the nature forest river allowed for left intact, restore subsequently thrive. So basically what we're looking at is actually, is it possible that we can combine work, life, and also mobility into one? So basically you can work and you can live inside your capsule or flying fleet that we are looking at. And this flying fleet will be part of the architecture as well. This is what we envision future city look like. All the tower and the skyscraper have been built on top of the forest, without deforestation, without affecting the nature, mother nature too much. All the tower is being elevated above the ground, allow the free of the mother nature. We know that there's a lot of thinking being tried to integrate green into the architecture, but how far green can grow on top of the building? How far, how tall the tree can go on top of the building? There's always a limitations. However, if we set the ground free on the tree growing on the nature ground, it will grow as tall as even though to 10-story building. But this doesn't happen if you try to apply to tree into the building. So what we think envisions is each tower is a self-sustaining city. Everyone is building above the ground, set the mother nature free. If you want to enjoy the nature, come back to the ground. You know, we no need to build zoo anymore because zoo will just happen freely on the ground. All architecture to be elevated as a self-sustaining city, and this part of the self-sustaining city is being transmitted from one capsule, one flying module capsule will fly from one tower to the next tower. It's a city consists of several self-sustaining towers. Within the self-sustaining tower, one can find a place, work, play, shop, sports, culture. There is a retail streets cater for daily needs and dedicated sports complex with the sports courts and various physical activities. After plugging into the tower, people can remain indoor, interact through the capsule glass panel, disembark and interact physically with people, central platform interactions. The central platform is a controlled street where one can meet people and travel between floors and visit neighborhood capsule. So how beautiful it is, you can see the falling water can be envisaged freely without being interrupted and take away. If you look at this self-sustaining tower, this is a cross-section across the self-sustaining tower. Within the self-sustaining tower, there's a series of programs that cater for human life. Is a cities that contain all the activities and programs that allow for the city to sustain itself as a city, the tower to sustain itself as a city. The flying fleet will be plug in and plug out when they want to fly to the next tower, and plug in back if they want to connect back to this tower. As for the individual tower itself, you can see this is a self-sustaining city tower, which is we have a leisure facility, flying capsule, sports, entertainments, vertical facilities, vertical parks, shopping facilities, and residentials. All these programs can be altered according to the needs of each cities and each tower, and is freely elevated above the ground, above the forest, set the forest free. As you can see, we think that pandemic is an issue, so we set free of a very dedicated hospital with the flying fleet of ambulance that connect from each tower to the next tower. The hospital can closer to the nature, enjoying the view towards the nature, as it can be also a quarantine center for if there's any future pandemic happen. We are looking at green energy flying fleets. The flying fleets is a LiftWorks travel crossover capsule with the use of clean energy to run. Station capsules to use energy to charge the receptory to hold off the tower, call while the rest recruits are free along with the infinite airspace from one tower to the neighboring another. There's a mass transit logical capsule to help the big volume movement and the travel based on the computerized and auto navigation system. You can choose a Model S, which is a private capsule, which consists of your private room. It's like a studio type with the rooms and also all the flexible furniture. There's a toilet, there's a cooking spaces, there's also a wardrobe uses per you. And also you can choose to be a dual, it's a family type of capsule. And also further down there, you can transform, all this furniture can be transformed according to time and space. In the nighttime mode, they can actually detach at the bed and can for sleep. In the daytime mode, they can fold up the bed and can be used as a flying car. Of course, this, as we mentioned, we also come with the Model X, which is mass transit and also the cargo transit. As you can see, this is what we envision the structure, the building, a beautiful skyscraper above the ground, leaving the ground free with the nice natures and the river set free, beautifully, sorry. And the flying fleet will be flying from one place to the next fleet, with connecting from each cities. The road, if we needed to build, we will build above the ground to connect from one place to the next place, which is closest to the green. As you can see, this image is beautifully envisioned. The new city leaving the uninterrupted growth of big trees, wildlife on the ground. Former highway and car parks is now slowly colonized and extending forests and new ecosystem. People of the city tower can do regularly recreation, scientific visit to the nature below. Mother Nature to back to its original condition without damage by every human development. There's another view from here. You can see all the flying feet form part of the architecture. Instead of building architecture separately, flying car separately, you need to build a car park separately. We combine the flying capsule as part of the architecture. So we save by building less. We no need to build a car park, no need to build a new facade, because the facade itself is actually a flying capsule. And this flying capsule can be keep on changing when time to time, because of the mobility of the capsule. And we talk about this image is about decentralize the city as well. With the self-sustaining city and the future city planning can be decentralized to avoid the overcrowding of the city center as an office area, sprawling across the outskirts as a living space. The model of city has caused a scenario of dead city and different time and massive traffic congestion, and keep rebuilding the network and connectivity. So as for now, as we mentioned previously, the centralized city and also the building living space on the suburbs is been eliminated. The city itself is a self-sustaining city, and within the tower is also a self-sustaining city itself. So they connect by one tower to the next tower, and then each city itself is actually a self-sustaining that contain everything. If you need to fly, you fly across to the next city to get necessary which is needed. This is the image of the sleeping modes. While you enjoy your night sleep nap, you can have a beautiful scenery across the forest and also the mother nature, and where you can see the tower is elevated above the ground. Of course, at the architecture, this is what we envision in terms of reality of structures and engineering. Of course, it can be further developed. This is a final image of as we repeated the image, what we envisioned, how beautiful it is. You can see the mother nature back to it as it was, with architecture above in the air, and also the flying capsule flying across to in the airspace. Everyone enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the greenery on the ground, enjoy the beauty of the mother nature, and we hope with these visions and also idea give open eye and enlighten to future and architecture, that this is important for us to keep the mother nature free and to get more greenery and fresh air, and also a better living space. By building architecture doesn't mean that we have to destroy the mother nature. We can actually set above ourselves, above the ground, and build, still have visions of livable space that we want. Thank you. Okay, thank you SGAM again for inviting me. I hope that with my idea of this post-pandemic future city of tomorrow can give an enlighten to every architecture in future, that we can build above the ground and also set the mother nature free, and give a better environment of building city in future. Thank you.